Hey guys, Henkster Dragon God here. I want to make a video about last Tuesday. It was released on the internet, on YouTube, and various websites about a Power Rangers short film, which is really dark and grounded and gritty, um, directed by Joseph Kahn, who has done a short film of The Punisher, Dirty Laundry. So in this video, I really want to talk about my thoughts on it and how I think this should be the movie of 2016. Let's get started now, guys. So it starts off with a gritty battlefield with the Rangers with their machine rifles firing at enemies. You also see a bit of a glimpse of a Megazord battle, which is the Megazords. They're not like people in suits. They're more like something you would see in Pacific Rim, which I really liked, and I really hope to see that in the 2016 film. And what catches me the most about this, that the suits, the Power Ranger suits, it's not like spandex and a motorcycle helmet. It's more of a thick armor, and the helmet is more like I would say more practical, which I really liked, and it really stands out from what we've been getting for the last over 20 years of Power Rangers. So the Rangers are fighting the Machine Empire, and these are the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. There's no Zeo, which you only know. Machine Empire fights the Zeo Rangers. So I think this universe established that there's just the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. There is no passing on the torch kind of Rangers. You can change the villains, which I would say like you could do that all the time. I mean, they used to do it with the Mighty Morphin era. You could just change the villains and keep the same Rangers. Just change the Sentai footage. So it gets back to the present, where the world, it's like 20 years from now, something like that, and the Machine Empire is kind of merged with human technology now. So it's kind of like joined forces in a way, which is something really completely different. And there's this interrogation scene with Rocky, the second Red Mighty Morphin Red Ranger, who's actually lost his leg. He has a metal leg now, and he is interrogating Kimberly, which is something you wouldn't get in the original series at all. And what catches me the most, I love the actor who plays Rocky, because I think he makes Rocky look like a badass. I didn't really like Rocky straight away in Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, other than Adam Aisha. I slowly grew to him till he got to Zeo, which I kind of liked in him. So Rocky is interrogating Kimberly, and it establishes that all the Mighty Morphin Rangers are getting killed one by one. And Kimberly is married. Kimberly was married to Jason for about 8 hours, I mean, it was kind of, they didn't really go that route with the Mighty Morphin era, which is kind of like a love triangle, which I would like to see. I wish I wanted to see that. That would be quite interesting. It could have really worked out in the Mighty Morphin era. So Jason's killed, and the reason how he got killed was Bulk and Skull, which are not like the in the Mighty Morphin era, where they're kind of dumb and goofy. They're more like proper gangsters, and they stitch up for the Machine Empire, which the Machine Empire, it's nothing like you would get in Zeo. It's not like cogs and walking robots. You would kind of get just kind of like soldiers, really, and with Machine Empire technology. So yes, so Kimberly's been banged in the head. She's unconscious. She wakes up. Then you see Tommy, which originally they were going to get David Jason Frank to play him, but he wasn't interested in the kind of certificate of this. So Jason's dead. Tommy goes to this warehouse near where Jason got killed. He sees Bulk and Skull kill themselves, overdose of drugs, and then you move on to Zack, which he's kind of a pimp now. He's kind of got the money, he's got the women, he's got the drugs, and but he doesn't care. He just wants to get into action. So he's hired by the Machine Empire. He goes on various missions. He goes to one in North Korea when he has to take down the general and his army. And you see the fight scenes, and they're not bad choreography. They're okay. They're a bit fast in some places, but it's really good, and you could easily work on that a bit. So Zack gets killed, headshot behind. We don't know who he is. Then you move on to Billy Cranston, which I found quite interesting. Which is Billy Cranston's a millionaire now. He's been selling the blade blasters. The blade blasters you get from mostly you get from this first series of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. And so Billy Cranston gets killed, and it also establishes that Billy Cranston in this fan film was actually gay, which is really interesting because in the TV show, David Yost, who plays Billy Cranston, walks out because he was getting quite abused of his gay, but I don't think he's gay anymore. So it kind of pays respect to that. I really do think so, and shows you that they are willing. The Mighty Morphin fan film is willing to take that kind of step further with homosexuality. We haven't got that kind of stuff, and it's been over 20 years of Power Rangers. Then meanwhile, Rocky's interrogating Kimberly. She says, I think Tommy is behind all this. Tommy wouldn't do anything like that. So you move on to the last flashback, and it's Trini, which she's dead, and you don't see her die or anything. You go straight to her funeral, and it really, same again with Billy Cranston. It actually pays respect to the actress. So she actually died with a car accident, and in the fan film, it doesn't establish how she died. So she could have died from anything, and it's a bit unfortunate, yes, but I really like it. How they pay respects to the Mighty Morphin cast in some way. Okay, so the final scene, Rocky's getting angry. He wants to know where Tommy is, and Tommy comes in. He takes the soldiers out. He has a good fight choreography with Rocky, which is really handled pretty well, much better than the Zack and the General of North Korea, and that handles really well. Rocky gets the upper hand because he's metal foot. So lucky Kimberly breaks free and shoots Rocky in the head, and but Tommy's a bit confused, saying Kimberly died in my arms during the battle of the Machine Empire. Then we realise, it's Rita. And the problem I have with this, Rita doesn't look that different what she looks in the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I think you could easily change that. You could easily change her costume a bit. Maybe it's not that far off from the Mighty Morphin era. You could have changed it so much more. Instead, you can even easily had Lord Zed. That would have been a more interesting choice to use. But overall, I really like this. This is something fresh and something I haven't seen in years in Power Rangers, which I really enjoyed. So I want to talk about why this film should be in 2016. So why should this be the film of 2016? Well, picture it as this, right? Let's say about 9 years ago, I was at school and I told everyone I watch Power Rangers, I love it. I would get picked on and bullied quite a bit. But 9 years ago, if I said I love Batman, I love Marvel, I would still get picked on. But let's think it today. Let's say I said I love Power Rangers, yeah, I'd still get picked on, bullied. But would I still get picked on, bullied for Batman or Marvel or some other kind of franchise? No, because there are so many takes you can take on Marvel and you could take on Batman. With Power Rangers, it's been the same stuff for the last over 20 years. And this fan film has been something new and something for a different kind of audience has been asking for quite a while. I understand that some Power Ranger fans and David Jason fan doesn't like it. It's not really it's not PG-13 kind of thing. So yeah, that's my my thoughts on it. But let's say I understand this Power fan film is not for children, or it's not for some fans. But let's just say this Power Rangers film isn't compulsory. If you wanted to watch something, just watch something from the old last 20 years. Don't. I mean, what about a different kind of audience needs something like this? With like Batman, you have like kind of like the 1960s Batman film, or Batman Brave and the Bold, or the Joel Schumacher films. That's something for children. For an adult, you get stuff like the Dark Knight trilogy. You get some really dark comics, The Dark Returns, Death of a Family, and The Killing Joke. And but with Power Rangers, it's really been the same formula for the last 20 years. It hasn't grown as a show. It hasn't really picked up on emotions and stuff like that. So, like, Marvel, adults love Marvel now, and adults like Batman, and like other stuff. So you can take a franchise and you can put different takes on it for different types of audience. You get something for children, you get something for adults. Like Doctor Who used to be, because I think it was I would say about 8 years ago when we had Doctor Who. It was something for a family show. But we also, during the time, we also had something for adults. We had a Torchwood, which was a bit dark and gritty, had a lot of stuff that wasn't for children. And if we wanted something for a bit more younger children, we wanted something a bit more softer, you get the Sarah Jane Adventures. So you have different takes on that. I mean, Power Rangers started off for kids, but loads of things started off for kids or started for adults and can be used for different types of audience. Ninja Turtles didn't start off with like, whoa, let's get a slice of pizza, dude. It didn't start off like that at all. It started with a dark, gritty, black and white comic that's grown into an 80s cartoon that various cartoons and various movies came along and had their own different intake on it. So, 2016, I think this film should be I think this should be kind of the take on it. Because I couldn't see them do a Mighty Morphin movie with the same formula, but with a darker element and stuff like that. No, this has really stuff like you can put in the Power Rangers world, and it has more of a realistic tone. And like each Power Rangers season, a villain wants to destroy the world or rule the world, but he always attacks the same city every episode. He doesn't go to another country or another side. And it's like, but with the fan film, it establishes that the villain wants to take over the world. So the Power Rangers go on various missions in places of the world. And I understand it has some stuff that isn't for children. It has drugs, boobs, and homosexuality, which I kind of think, alright, you can't have in the kids show. I don't know why you can't have homosexuality in the Power Rangers now, because there's loads of kids shows or kid and adult shows like Legend of Korra that establish homosexuality. But I do think a fan film is kind of like what we can. All we're asking is a film. We're not asking for like 5 years of Power Rangers, and kids can't get anything. Kids can easily go and watch. They have Dino Charge to look forward to, and they have 2 movies for kids. We're just asking for one film, nothing else. And I promise you, I think that film can make a lot of money in the box office, more than the kids show, more than the children version. So after a few days, when this was released online, Saban took it down, and I thought that was absolutely unnecessary. Yes, it's your property, and I understand they didn't ask your permission, but you have no right. Literally, I looked it up. You have no right to take it down. They're not making money out of it, and they're not making any money out of it. And also, they put a lot of money towards that. They probably spent thousands of dollars, on the actors, the stunts, the special effects are phenomenal in this fan film, and Saban took it down, and even though they have no actual right to do that, okay, sure, probably, but you have to have a certain reason. But they have the power though, so I'm pissed off with Saban. I mean, ever since they got Power Rangers back from 2011 to 2014, it hasn't been that good. I like Dino Charge at the moment. I'm really enjoying that, but that's just that's just like a handful of episodes. You know, the next 5 years of Saban Power Rangers could be absolutely rubbish. Um, okay, so Saban took it down. They have no right at all, and the reason why Saban took it down was because they didn't want to put people's hopes up. This was going to be their film. They were scared. Saban was scared of this fan film, so that's why they took it down, to prevent people from for getting their hopes up and getting negative reviews for comparing this fan film to the 2016 film. So, yeah, that's the only reason. They haven't established the reason yet, but that's the only thing I can conclude to. Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Like, comment, and share this video, and also subscribe. I have plenty of videos coming on the way. Like my Facebook page, and I'll see you guys in the future. I am currently working on some videos at the moment. Probably going to be released a couple next week. I'll see you guys then, guys. I got your back.